Myoho Renge Kyo. Namo Myoho Renge Kyo, Namo Myoho Renge Kyo, Namo Myoho Renge Kyo. Hi. You feeling well? You in good health? You secure? Safe? Thank you for your practice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. The whole Sangha benefits from your support. You ever meditate about time, space? I've said before, I was greatly pleased when I listened to Roger Penrose's idea of a universe that constantly recycles itself. It's not the way he put it, but his CCC, his conformal cyclical cosmology, elegant, I should say, model of the universe. I have often, though, been stuck on that one portion and I haven't listened to these interviews, but the question is raised, did the universe even start? How does something like this begin? And I took a very brief stab at it that made a lot of sense for me, given what I know about CCC and his work with the doctor of anesthesia. Is it Latimer? I can't remember his name. On microtubules in the brain and the quantum of consciousness. Utterly fascinating. Anyway, it's just a few paragraphs, and I, after this video, this recording and production, I will busily go at my computer and upload it to the study materials page on threefoldlotus.com. I'll probably just call it Spacetime. I'd love for you to read it and to give me your thoughts on it, or your thoughts on it. Again, this resource is all about creating points of experience and sharing ideas and insights so that you can develop your own, ultimately to concretize your confidence, your resolve in your practice. The more you have, the more you experience Buddha. And so, as luck would have it, timelessness. There has been for decades a fetish of the concept of time as happening as an idea of now. Although this is a step toward better conceptions of what time actually is, this idea of now continues a great many obstacles to understanding our path to enlightenment. To consider a now is only possible in its relation, locked and dependent on past and future. A time sandwich, if you will. This is a linear concept of time and existence itself. In Buddhist thought, the concept of time is the very nexus of our illusory, samsaric idea of being. It would be more accurate to say that we're constantly in a state of becoming, right? Life is a verb, not a noun. So the idea of now is kind of like setting all the brakes. That's not Buddhist. But now, as a suchness, a nounness, it begins to try to use the fallacies of language to understand Buddhist concepts. So let me continue. By making this moment dependent on the, quote, past, we experience some physical and mental attachment, quote unquote, to support this moment while also anxious and fearsome of the implications of this moment as it inexorably pushes into the next or future moment. When considered throughout our study of Shakyamuni's teachings, all the language of stories and metaphors are a deep dive into this very issue of our conception and adherence to linear time. Now, as a sandwich of present and future colliding into some sort of meaningful moment is the primary illusion that precipitates craving into some future and clinging of something in the past, in order to rationalize some idea of now, we are truly locked into samsara. A missing component of this linearity is momentum. Momentum, and even this term is sticky, as it too can be rationalized into a linear construct, can present an idea that the very notion of moments is a personal, local, conscious perception of movement without location, outside of the self-mind's experience. Moments, when tied to consciousness only, become decoupled with the idea of universal or even local time. In other words, the moment you and I experience together is not the same moment. The moment that you are experiencing is of your own consciousness, construction, karma, and momentum. That is completely and fundamentally not my experience, etc. This concept of time breaks linearity, freeing it to be among all moments without strict consecutiveness or ordered constructs. It can be observed within our thoughts that the mind freely moves through impressions and experiences without strict adherence to rules of linearity. Witness any argument over the details of a past event between two or more people, and this disparity of experience becomes obvious in the extreme. No, that's not what happened. No, I definitely saw so-and-so do that first. No, what do you mean that's why they did it? No, that's not the way I remember it, right? We hear this every day. It should be obvious to us by now, yeah? Your now, quote unquote, is not my now, quote unquote. How is now relevant then to our Buddhist thought and practice? One way might be to focus our ideas of being in momentum as experience rather than time or past, present, future. Seeing your life moving along in shifting experience rather than an ordered past, present, future. Try to imagine that. It's not easy because we're very well trained samsarically, yes? Still, even the word experience can be married to linear ideas, yeah? Experience, visualized as a cloud of potential with constant random sparks of instantiations appearing and disappearing, could be an improved idea of experience. Like nebula in the cosmos as engines or factories of stars, life is a cloud of potential manifesting formations with neither previous nor future constructs. Occurrences happening non-locally but experienced only locally in mind and disappearing in that same moment. This would seem a much more detached experience of time, observation, liberation from the confines, cravings, and clinging of samsara. Shakyamuni's stories constantly challenge and play with these ideas. Our path becomes one of movement in all directions at once, rather than some idea of progression along a linear timeline of moments. This is the very core of the conception of 3,000 realms in a single thought moment. Life is everywhere all the time, all at once. The unfathomably immense cloud of potential, sparking randomly throughout space, witnessed by momentary pockets of sentience within all directions, without any direction, everywhere and nowhere, whose only purpose is to instantiate, spark, and dissolve. Which spark did you pay attention to? Does the where matter? Are you moving in an alternate direction? Experience becomes a direct exercise of awareness, witnessing the influences on our consciousnesses and the degree to which we are truly directing or responding to influences and momentum. This is why we practice, to keep the mind engaged, yes? So we can be more of a driver and less of a passenger in our life. This is the experience of time that Shakyamuni is chasing. The experience of awakening, the Dharma, the experience of this driving. This is the dislocation of identity that liberates us from samsara. To experience life in momentary bursts of manifested potential, unmoored from expectation, to exist fully in the flow of the momentum of karma that provides for our Buddhahood. That is truly timelessness. That's dislodging time from our linear construct of reality, quote unquote. Thank you for listening. If this sparked some insight or some confusion, please use the comments. Let's hash it out, talk it through. In the meantime, please enjoy your practice, keep it strong, and in service for that, take care of your health. Use the resources, use the website, threefoldlotus.com. Download the podcasts if they're useful for you. They're free, just like these videos. If you want to support more, if you can, Patreon, an excellent way to do that. And now Patreon has available these one-time fees for a whole playlist, like the my version, my translation, my revision, and well annotated or very annotated version of the Lotus Sutra, right? The TLK Threefold Lotus Dharma Sutra, connecting it with Nichiren's thought, making it more readable and useful for our modern practice. Yes, that's the goal. There's a whole, I think there's 60, 70 videos going over every single word of the sutra with you. You can, for a one-time fee, own all of those videos. That way you don't have to, even if the internet goes down, you've got something to work on and watch and listen, yes? So I've done that with a few collections, not many. But it's another way to help inspire or enable you to donate and help. You can go straight through PayPal. That reminds me, I need to send everybody the new version of the liturgy. So I need to get on that today. So much to do, so little time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your practice. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.